Hello, welcome to Save the Animals, Save the World. I'm Ryan Parker, and I'm going to be talking to you today about a beautiful tiny animal found in the lowland tropical forests of Central America, the strawberry poison dart frog. And these beautiful animals are extremely popular now in the exotic pet trade. Now these poison dart frogs, they grow to around about 22 millimeters. That is tiny, that's extremely small. But they have these beautiful striking colors, and they can be found in a variety of different morphs. So different morphs mean different patterns, different colors, and they make them highly valuable in the exotic pet trade. Now, as the name suggests, they are poisonous. But they're not naturally poisonous. The way these animals extract their poison is by their diet. So the strawberry poison dart frogs, like other species of poison dart frogs, get their toxicity in their skin, and they get that from their diet, from the different species of ants and mites they eat. So when they eat those species of ants and mites and digest it, the toxins are released and it goes into the frog's skin. So when predators then bite the toxic dart frogs, ingest the toxic dart frogs, the toxins go into that predator. The predators themselves then digest the toxins, and usually it can cause paralysis and even death. And the way the frogs warn predators, saying, "Hey, hi, I'm toxic, don't eat me," is by those bright different colors. So all poisonous dart frogs, usually a lot of them have these bright different colors of strong reds and yellows and greens and blues, and the poison dart frogs, the strawberry poison dart frogs, are no different. So how these animals they live, they're terrestrial. So most people think of frogs swimming around lakes and rivers. The poison dart frogs, they don't. They live on land. They're terrestrial. They live on land. They live in a high humid area. So with high humid areas, there's a lot of moisture in the air. Like all amphibians, the poison dart frogs absorb moisture through their skin. So that's another thing you should always remember if you are handling these animals in captivity. In captivity, you don't really get they don't really have the toxins in their skin because it's down to the diet, what they eat. So you don't have to worry about dying if you touch your lips. But you should always wash your hands. They still can carry toxins, but also when they absorb moisture and oxygen through their skin, any bacteria and dirt you have on your hands and you place onto that frog, they're going to absorb it as well. So you should always have care when handling these animals, whether it's in captivity or whether it is in the wild. So as I was mentioning, these poison dart frogs, strawberry poison dart frogs, live in lowland forests with high humidity on the forest floor around like leaf areas. And the males, what they'll do, they'll have an area like a breeding pool, a small bit of water where he will guide, and he will call out to females. Now, the females generally, with frogs, it's usually thought the loudest frog, the loudest bellow, the loudest call means I'm the strongest, and that attracts the females. But with the poison dart frogs, the females will just go to the most local, closest breeding pool where there's water. And the male will have in his territory a few different females he will breed with on those breeding pools. And once they've mated, the female then will deposit the eggs in a small pool of water. These pools of water can usually be found in small tree hollows, or bromeli plants, where the leaves overlap and they create small puddles, or even small puddles on the ground, or even in drink cans, can provide an area where the female will lay the eggs, and both parents will provide parental care for the eggs. The male will guard that area, he will guard the water, and he will do that on the other nests as well, and he will bring water to the eggs. And then once the eggs hatch and develop into tadpoles, the female will carry them on her back, and she'll actually put them into a pool of water, and she will actually feed the tadpoles herself. So with her unfertilized eggs, what she produces, she'll feed that to the tadpoles, And she'll keep doing this until the tadpoles morph into a full-on froglet or into a frog. And the froglets usually stay around water resources until they absorb their towel. Now, in terms of the colour of the frogs, it can be determined by geological ranges. As the populations get cut off from each other through natural barriers like mountain ranges or on islands, the colours then change because there's not enough genetic diversity in that population. And it usually takes around about 10,000 years for a whole population to become a single colour. Now, due to these different morphs and different colours, as I mentioned, extremely popular in the exotic pet trade. And then since around about the 1990s, a lot of these animals are exported out of Central America into United States and into Europe, where they're extremely popular as pets. Now, most of the strawberry poison dart frogs, which are found in captivity, are no longer wild caught. There is a huge population of these animals being bred into captivity and being bred for their various different colours. So the need for these wild animals being caught out in the wild has decreased. And now the exportation of wild animals has extremely decreased. But what can you do to help these animals? What can you do to help these frogs? Animals are still being taken from the wild. And when they're being taken from the wild, a lot of the frogs, they end up dying. They end up dying when they're getting caught. They end up dying in transportation. A lot of them can carry diseases which can cause them to die once they've reached their destination as well. Hunting for the frogs can also cause habitat destruction and local populations of strawberry poison dart frogs to decline in the wild, which could affect their status. Now, they're not currently listed as endangered at all, but the stress of it, as well as habitat destruction, can cause the decline of the species. So what can you do to help these animals? Well, if you are going to buy these animals and keep them as exotic pets, you need to do your research. You need to research the humidity and the temperatures, how to look after them. Please, if you really need to, please contact experts who keep these animals. Contact your local zoos or wildlife parks and what might keep these animals. But you can also contact us as well. We will be here to guide you. And one most important thing is you can do as well, if you're going to be buying strawberry poison dart frogs or any exotic animal at all, do your research and make sure the person you are buying from is certified to keeping these animals, that they are not wild animals, that they have not been taken from the wild. And this can apply for frogs, birds, snakes, crocodilians, hedgehogs, sugar gliders, tortoises. It doesn't matter. Do your research, make sure they're not wild captured animals, and speak to your breeder, make sure they have all the correct documentation. That is how you can help. And like as I mentioned before, please contact us. But that's it for today. I hope you learned something pretty amazing about these beautiful frogs. Do tune into our next video as well. We'll be teaching you something new on a different species. But if you have any questions, as I mentioned, contact us. Please subscribe, like, share, follow us throughout the different social medias. We are generally here to help and try and make a difference. Until next time, thank you very much. I've been Ryan Parker.